matzliach. He was so successful. He built so much. He did so much. I gleaned a few points for us to learn from how he was successful. Right? People love to learn from leaders. What were their success secrets? So here's some of the things I put together. Obviously, far from a comprehensive list. 1, he did whatever it took to be successful. Specifically, he wasn't looking to take credit. So many leaders get stuck in the fact that they need to take credit for things. They need to be the bosses. They need to be in charge. And it's hard to give things over, hard to delegate. Think about it. He's building this yeshiva. And he, as we've said a few times, he gave it over. Gave it over to the Rosh Yeshiva, to Rav Shach, to Shmuel Rozovsky, to Rav David Povarsky. Gave it over to the Mashgichim, Rav Katzke Levenstein, and to Rav Dessler. He mamish gave it over. We mentioned that Rav Levenstein even said that sometimes the Ponevezher Rav would come in and out. He's not even paid attention to. It's amazing. And not only did he give it over, let's look, he brought in the best people possible with no worry or fear about what it would mean to him and his mamad. The greater the other people are in the yeshiva, the less his personal mamad gets smaller. They're taking up more space. You bring Rav Dessler in, you bring Rav Shach in, Shmuel Rozovsky. Who's going to pay attention to him? No such cheshbonos. He put all that aside and he did what was right. It could be Lefia's godless. He didn't even think about those. It wasn't even a challenge for him. That's a tremendous lesson, I think, to all of us. Another thing I heard from a teacher of mine once, Rav Hirsch Pillai, who was the mashgiach in Hebron Yeshiva, was having a lot of hatzlacha in the yeshiva, but when he would try in Yani Kahal, to be involved in things in the Yani Klal, to be involved with things outside of the yeshiva, outside of Hebron, he didn't find such hatzlacha. So he said he was going to go to the Gadol Ador in Yani Klal, Ponevezher Rav, for Eitzah to understand. So the Ponevezher Rav said, you're missing a message. We have to learn from the example of Yaakov. Let's look at a parsha of Yaakov. Yaakov goes to find Rachel, and he goes to the place where there's a Evan on the well, and he sees the Roed Zone. He sees the shepherds. Now, what does he do? This is the first time he's ever met these people. He says, you know what? Loed sefer mikneh. You guys, it's early. It's not 5 o'clock yet. What are you doing here? You should still be working. You should still be working with the tzon, giving them more grazing. And listen, what would you say to someone? Imagine someone comes into your office and says, you guys, I see an unknown person walks in and says, oh, I see the coffee clutch corners are pretty long over here. And you guys are reading the news too much on your computers. What's up? What's this all about? Get out of our office. Who are you? Who invited you in here? But what did they say? They explained themselves. Yaakov hit a chord in them, and they explained that sometimes we get early, etc. Incredible. They didn't just reject Yaakov's words. Why? How did Yaakov start? What did he say to them? And what did that express about his attitude towards them? Achai, my brothers. Brider lach in Yiddish. My brothers, what are you doing? Yaakov came to these people, these simple shepherds, and he says, you're my brothers. I have words for you. And it wasn't a ploy, it wasn't politics, it wasn't election time. It was Yaakov's perspective on fellow human beings. You're my brothers. And I come to you with a question. Why are my brothers doing something? Ponevezher Rav said that's how you have to approach those you work with. If you're coming from a high place and looking down and being condescending, you're not going to be successful. You have to look and say, achai. Others that you want to be mishtatif with, you want to work with, look at them as your brothers, you'll be matzliach. Okay, that was a general message, lesson number 2. Finally, lesson number 3 is that he was non-bipartisan, right? He wasn't just concerned for his mosdot. There's once that Lakewood in America was in fear of closing. Who came to the rescue? Oh, Milo to Lakewood, Yeshiva in America, the Ponevezher Rav. Rav Yitzchak Isaac Sher, the Alter Slobodka's son-in-law, built Slobodka Yeshiva in Bnei Brak. And the Chazon Ish told him, the Chazon Ish was directing everybody, that Pichus Srufa, was told that it would be matim to build the yeshiva in Bnei Brak. It's a good place for you to build the yeshiva in Bnei Brak. But he was worried that it would be like a sagad gvul, it would disrupt and hurt Ponevezher. So he was concerned about this. So Yitzchak Yisrael, the ultimate Baal Musar himself, went to discuss this with the Ponevezher Rav. What did Ponevezher Rav say? Listen to this. Adirabba, halavai shadavo, call the yeshivas, all yeshivas, not just you, all the yeshivas come to Bnei Brak, and it will become a Makam Torah. Makam HaTorah with Behei Ayidiyah. Let it be the pronounced Makam Torah in the world. So these are three, basic lessons, but one that we could all aspire to. One, bring in the best people possible. Don't worry about your role. Two, look at everyone you work with, no matter what their level, no matter where you are and where they are. Look at them as brothers. Don't just say it. And three, be concerned for the general good, not just the good of your yeshiva. Be a person who's bigger than that, non-bipartisan, not parochial, that you care about all Klal Yisrael, all great causes, and Bezrat Hashem, we can follow his way and be Matzliach.